Vision is very powerful because it gives you the legitimacy to say no to many things. There are many, you will offend many people if your no does not have a basis. Vision prunes your relationships. Vision defines your relationships. Vision gives you focus, so that you are busy, but you are not busy doing too many things. In fact, great people are known to be busy people, but the things that they do are not more than 5 or 6. Do you know the factors that actually make for your success are not many? When you find yourself doing too many things, is proof that you are failing. You should be busy about a few things that really matter. In the case of Mary and Martha, it says, Mary, you are worried. Martha, Martha, you are worried and obsessed about many things. It says, but one thing is needful. There are a few essentials that when you lay your hand upon, you will command victory. You will command acceleration in an unusual way. May that be your testimony.
My name is Asitonka Agri Abba, and channel is called Asi Darling because I'm such a darling. Hi guys, and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Asi Darling. Now permit me to voice over this video because I did shoot it, but I can't even find it. Clips, everything that happened could happen, but thank you guys so much for joining once again. I remain your girl, Asi of Canada. Today I'm going to be talking about some realities. I wanted to rush and do this video because this has been hitting close to home, and a lot of TikTok videos are out there, videos on Instagram. What is the reality? What's the truth? What are we seeing? And you people know, if you're on this channel, you know I give you 100. I no daytime, I no get time today, sugarcoat anything. So realities that international students or newcomers are facing right now in Canada. Number one, rent is expensive. Now, I'm not talking just about inflation because there's inflation. I'm not even talking about currency exchange because you say, oh, this rent is 1,000 multiplied by 680. So I'm paying 680 per month. No, that's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about the value for what you're paying for. It's just rubbish. So you might be paying for 1,000, and 1,000 might only get you a room in a shared apartment. Or sometimes somebody was even posting on our Seneca group about one room that is going for 1,400, shared bathroom, and then the landlord is advertising it that 2 girls can share that one room, pay 700 to share a room with another person. That is crazy. Crazy. Like, that's how bad it is when it comes to the rental market. Now, this particular video, I'm not just going to be giving you problems. I'm going to be giving you what I think is solution. Please, when you want to embark on this Canada journey, let me not lie to you. Please carry money. Carry money so that you will not suffer. Carry money so that you will not be depressed. Why I'm saying this is because please search for houses that are close to your school, but then search for rooms that at least, I don't care if you share bathroom, if you want to share bathroom, at least have your own room, your own space. Why? Because you need to protect your energy. I'm big on energy. I'm big on you protecting that, your personal space. It will help you in this Canada. Make sure your room is comfortable, it is cozy. I've talked about it in some other videos where I talked about my accommodation story and all of that. Make sure that wherever you finally stay, pray, let God direct you. So that, because why I'm saying this is because if you go and share a room with someone with bad spirit, bad energy, it will really affect your Canada journey, especially as a newcomer. It is important that you protect the area you are going to stay. Do you understand? I don't need to hit too much about it, but it's very, very important. Side note, sidebar, if you're watching this video for the first time, please, one of the advice I used to give is, the people that you talk to first when you get to this country would affect your mindset about this country. So be careful of the people you listen to. I don't care if they've stayed here 20 years or they came yesterday. Be careful of the kind of energies, the kind of testimonies, the kind of talk that they put inside your mind. It will affect you, okay? So that being said, point number one, rent's expensive. Please search for houses. If you can pay 800, just have your own room. Those of you that have problem with sharing because I'm private, I want to stay by myself, I'm sure you have money. And if you're struggling and you decide to go to stay by yourself in a private room, I don't think it makes financial sense for you to be squandering naira in a dollar market simply because you want to be private. I don't get it. Personally, I attended a boarding school. I lived in a family house like in my university. I'm used to staying with people. Doesn't mean anything to me. But I believe also in financial wisdom. Have more in your savings than in your expense, okay? That's what I can say. Number 2, cost of data. Cost of data in this country is ridiculous. I pay, I think 65, very high. I pay 65 on Bell because I'm doing 25 gigs and then free calls, free whatever, messages and all. But I needed 25 gigs with Bell, particularly because of YouTube uploads. With this back to school thing that I'm sure a lot of companies are going to do some bonanzas, I'm going to maybe switch if I can, but cost of data is high, so have that at the back of your mind. Personally, for this one, there's no solution. You can go to cheaper lines, cheaper networks like Fido, Chata, but make sure that the network you're going to should not be one that hardly has service, because yes, there are some network providers that might not have services in certain regions. Very important to know the one that works best in the region, like your house, your school. Why? Because you need data for Google Map and everything. The reason it's even expensive is because there's so much monopoly in the market, and that's when you come to Canada, you're going to know more about all those things. Like we have Bell, we have Rogers, and I think Telos. We have just like 3 to 4 big boys that have little children. It's like MTN buying Etisalat, and then you're thinking because Etisalat is cheap, you're getting a good deal. Whereas the father is still MTN, they still have like fiber connections and the rest. So that aside. Now let's get to the third point, groceries. Groceries are expensive. Now the truth is, when you come into this country, try as much as possible to bring certain foodstuffs, yes. But groceries, when it comes to groceries, please, I beg you, I don't care how you eat in Nigeria. Don't come here and be eating anyhow until you're settled. I'm not telling you to be hungry, but I'm just telling you to be wise. There are certain things that are just, you just won't buy them. I splurge on certain groceries. Like for me, I don't eat so much. So when it comes to one of the groceries that I consider a recurrent expenditure, it has to be the bread. So every other thing can be cheap. But when it comes to brioche, I make sure that I buy brioche bread. Brioche bread is $5. Now, $5 is too expensive when it comes. I think it's $5 or $6. But there are cheaper breads. I think Wonder Bread is like $2 or something. But that Wonder Bread, in my mouth, it tastes like dusting powder. And I like bread. So I believe in buying the expensive bread, no problem. But in other things, I can pinch. I will penny pinch. You get, just so that my overhead at the end of the month is not too high. Make sure that you work on your grocery cost. It is very important because food is life, but be wise in how you eat. I know one thing a lot of people tell you, oh, carton of turkey is cheap, carton of chicken is cheap. Now, if you have longer throats, I do not advise you to buy anything in cartons. Why? Because you'll be bored in your room. You're going to start frying chicken that did not ask you to fry the chicken. You don't even have that much money. You have no right to be eating anyhow. Simply because you're broke, simply because you're bored, does not mean you should go and fry turkey. Will you drop that food and go and think of how to do other things? Because that's the thing with abundance. Sometimes some people cannot manage abundance. These shops are never going to run out of sales or whatever. Buy what you need per time. It will help you. Unless, of course, you want to stock up for winter. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section if this video is giving you value so far. I just needed to drop it quickly. The fourth point is transportation. Now, for me, the place I was getting the most shifts was close to my house area. So all I had to do was to pay. I had to pay a monthly fee. I paid a monthly bus fee. That way I can use the bus to and fro. Now, if you want to buy a car, personally, I would say I did not need to get that. But if you want to buy a car, consider, the distance, consider your ability to pay insurance, your ability to pay financing. That's if you're not paying everything for the car, and all of that is very important for you to check those things. But transportation is also something. I think I'm paying $150 a month or thereabout. But that's because I go tap in, tap out, depending on the shift. And I don't want a situation whereby I'm embarrassed. Understand, when you come in, some people might want to advise you about, hey, when you pass this other side, you can enter the bus, you dodge it. If you like, don't tap, they will not catch you. They are fair police. You know, these people that enforce the tapping laws, if they catch you, you're going to pay $180 or more. And the amount for the journey was maybe $3. Imagine paying a fine of $180 for a $3 journey. It doesn't really make sense. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. It's very important for us to consider these things. And me personally, I don't want a situation where I'm following law in this country because I have sharp mouth. I want to be saying things, saying my mind. I don't want them to look at the books and see that, this one is even owing transport, owing this one, and she's sharpening her mouth. You understand? All right, guys. So let's get to the next reality that you face. The fifth one is loneliness. Personally, I did not face this reality. Like, I don't think that I got to a point where I could afford to be lonely. I get many things where they think. Bills, money. I could not afford loneliness. Maybe if you have plenty money and you're just chilling and you get to a point you start missing. I have friends, thankfully, shout out to my friends, like they were calling on video call. The other time, like personally, I'm a loner. Most times in Nigeria, I like to stay by myself, watch movies, but I didn't even have movie time because I had school. I had maybe YouTube, the time I could do YouTube, but that's basically it. But some people actually face loneliness, and I would say for that one, if you have maybe your work occupying you or your school, or if you have your friends, please, it is important that you have good friends. All those people where they like to, they cut friends. Hey, I'm going to Canada, you're cutting your friends. God will help you, because one of the major complaints I get even in Canada is adults complaining about how superficial adult friendships are. I've been lucky. Most of the friends I've made in Canada are like friends that I like, people I relate with. Still, definitely, these friendships are young, and you're looking at it in terms of how long it will progress and all of that. But I've just been happy. These are people I can call any day. We can gist for hours, and there's no form of loneliness. So please find your tribe as much as possible in your school circle, in your church. You can get your tribe, okay? The sixth one will be schoolwork. You'll be overwhelmed by schoolwork. This for international students. This is a reality. One of the points where I got very, very overwhelmed was schoolwork. When I first came in, I needed to work on my accommodation, work on different things, and I was missing a lot of like tests and all of that because I wasn't even focusing on that. I needed to get a place to stay. It was the winter. And when I opened my portal and I saw that, I've missed this test, I've missed this write-up, I got so overwhelmed. I was like, what am I even learning? What is all this? You know, that kind of thing. So schoolwork can be a lot. One thing I need to advise you is, especially for those of us who be senior citizens, elderly people, you pay the school fees by yourself. You have no right to fail. You have no right. You owe it to yourself to pass your course. Pass your course. For those of you that your parents are paying for your fees, you owe it to your parents to do well in school. You have no right to fail. I don't care. Make sure you try and do your assignments. Canada is not like Nigeria. Probably you do 70% for your exam, then 30% for your CA. Their own structure is weird. It's different. It's full of quizzes, assignments, back to back, and all of that. They like it, which is also okay. Because you get to do different, research papers leading up to your final exam. But please try as much as possible to do all your assignments. That will help you in your final grade. And that will be my advice, because it's for the ones I did the courses I've done for both semesters. That particular tip helped me a lot. Guys, let me know your thoughts when it comes to school arrangement and all of that, okay? So the next reality you face is getting broke. You can be broke in Nigeria. You enter your cousin's place, collect 20K from your uncle, collect 10K from this. Getting broke in a foreign land is a new experience. Please never put yourself in this position where somebody's telling you online, oh my God, this caregiver job, God forbid, I cannot do it. This other job, God forbid, I cannot do it. Please, if you're going to be coming here, have a focus, have a plan. Stick to the plan. If your plan is school, You're a young boy, you're a young girl, you're planning school, fantastic. Focus on the school, make sure you pass the school. Your parents have told you they will fund your lifestyle, they'll fund your education. You have no right to go around partying, jumping up and down like somebody that have not seen abroad in their life. Even if you've not seen abroad in your life, focus on your book. If you're coming here and you already have your degrees and school is like a pathway, fantastic. Make sure you pass your school, but still focus on the goal. Why? Because school, of course, that money is a lot for you to waste, but focus on the goal. Make sure you do jobs. Now, the people I find that always complain about these odd jobs, quote unquote, are people that are already on the career ladder. So I got a comment in my last video. These comments always make me laugh. Abroad is very humbling. Me, I was a big man. When I came abroad humbled me. That's weird, because I don't feel like it's anything that is bad per se. It's a phase. Now, if you come in here and you want to succeed, it makes more financial sense for you to do jobs that will take you quickly away from spending naira. Why I'm saying this is because I'm thinking as a business person. I'm not like thinking, I was MD, I was CEO. I was a business person. If I can find jobs that will make my hours to count faster, such that I get to a point where everything about my lifestyle in Canada is funded by what I'm making in Canada, that's the top. So you cannot sit back and say you're broke, you don't want to do forklift, you don't want to do security, you don't want to do this because back home you were a big man. You're going to be broke for a long time. And Canada, in this place, you're one bad decision away from homelessness. Never put yourself in that position where you're one bad decision away from homelessness. Always be ready to make your hand dirty and do the job. Okay? Very important. Now, the point number 8, racism. You're going to face racism. I'm not going to lie to you, there's racism, closet racism or whatever. First of all, I will advise you to have a good self-esteem. Simply because you sit in a bus, someone doesn't sit by you, doesn't mean it's racism. Maybe they don't want to sit. Because me, I'm the kind of person that I give people benefit of doubt, and I don't have time for nonsense. I will never feel bad that I'm sitting in a bus who don't want to sit by me. Why will you even want to sit by me? Shift, go and sit out around or even stand. I don't care. That's not my business. But there are people that get offended by that. You see comments like, oh my God, I sat in the bus. Instead of them to sit by me, they went to another bus. Maybe they don't even want to bother you. You must not say everything as racism in my own case. But when somebody is like verbally racist towards you, the truth is you have to find a way. If you're in a situation whereby it's a classroom, this thing, always be ready to clear people's doubts. But do not be violent. Like if you're in a class and somebody makes a comment, you tell the person off. I have seen cases where international students, after paying, how much are we paying? Over $20,000. You come into this country and you're so timid. They're not giving you a award. You know, when you relate to different international students, I was just talking with my friend, and she said there are certain international students, when they come here, they bend all the rules, they scatter everything, and they make it tough for the rest of us. Whereas you see international students like Africans, Nigerians, when they enter Canada, they are so grateful. You almost think that they came on scholarship. They don't want to talk. Hey, let me not say this thing. Let them not chase me back. Let me not say this. Those are two extremes. We need to find a middle ground. A middle ground that makes you know that you're important to this economy. You paid a lot of money. How many banks in Nigeria will give you loan because you have a dream? I have a dream. I want to go to Canada. Zenith Bank will carry money, give you. Imagine struggling to pay that amount of school fees, and you come here and you're thinking less of yourself. You're always putting yourself down. Don't do that. Never do that. Never allow somebody to paint a picture that you're not, whether in racism or in anything. One thing I always do, I remind them, I'm here as an expatriate. I paid the school fees. I'm sustaining this economy. You will not even speak to me like that because you take loan to pay 4,000 and we are clearing 20,000. We are not financial mates. Hey, Asi, is that one good? But it's true. It's the hard truth. That way, nobody will come and be telling you anything because you're important to this economy. Amen? Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. So yes, there's racism, but please try as much as possible to stay clear. Don't even feel offended by stupidity. You understand? Some of those ignorant comments, see it as that. Point number 9, violence and stabbing is going to shock you when you come into Canada and you begin to hear, as you put on the news, every single day they are shooting somebody, they are stabbing somebody. I know most of you think it's a joke. That one is your business. Those that think I'm lying, I don't too big to lie give you. Maybe you never know me, you rich. It's normal. They're always shooting, they're always stabbing. Now, my advice would be, unless really, really needed, don't stay out late. I've had several situations where drug addicts and the rest will start acting up bus stops because I did a couple of shifts that sometimes I'm coming home 1 a.m. Now hustle, I go hustle. And you know that laws protect these people a lot. They can stab you and they'll say it's mental illness. The person will go jail. So try as much as possible to avoid late nights, avoid certain corners. There have been issues of abduction. Canada is a big land, forest, lakes, trees, different places. If they catch you, it go hard. Before, like, I know that the police will try their best, but it's better safe. You understand? Better to be safe. Always tell people where you're going to and all of that. Very important. Another thing is, if you're a lady and you're coming back late, please stop acting too afraid. You have to be able to stand up for yourself. Always tell your children, be able to stand up for yourself, hold your bag tight, walk, and, always stand up for yourself. Like, make sure nobody's telling you to go and confront anybody, but do not give off that victim persona. Okay, I'm going to do a separate video about it, surviving violence in Canada, probably something like that. Point number 10 is car theft. Newcomers, students, you're going to be shocked. A lot of car thefts have been happening. They steal cars back to back. Cars go just they lost. You have to make sure that you have comprehensive insurance. You have to make sure that if your car is using key fob, you have this pouch where you can put your key fob and it blocks whatever signal they want to steal. Another thing is you have to Google the type of car. Make sure it's not one of those cars that they will use train stick and open. It might look very primitive, but you see that manual lock that locks gear and steering that Nigerians used to have. Maybe it will help you. So that is also another point. But car theft is a big deal. Comprehensive insurance, especially if your car is new, is also very important. Number 11, reality that newcomers face is marriages. Marriages take a change. Like, it can turn for the better or for the worst, depending on how your marriage was in Nigeria. The truth is, Canada doesn't exactly spoil your marriage or exactly make it better. It just amplifies whatever it was. So if you had a partner that was very helpful in Nigeria, it's easier for them to sustain. They'll be helpful in Canada. If you have one that wasn't helpful, and because Nigeria, you had helps, you had other people that were covering up the lapses, those things were not an issue. But when they come to Canada now, you have nobody and those lapses begin to show. Your wife has always been like that to herself. Maybe because you were busy, you had your guys in Nigeria, you had different things you were doing. You didn't really notice. So now coming to Canada and you're seeing her face morning, afternoon, night, you're beginning to notice that, you're not talking. This thing is annoying you. You're beginning to notice that there are certain things you took for granted because you just felt like she will come over it. She will act like this. Canada just helps you to sit down and reevaluate. Some people make it. Unfortunately, some people don't, because we've had cases of divorces, and in some other cases, people just separate, go back, and in other cases, people thrive, go through it, go to counseling, and then come back. Why? Because when you come to Canada, minus finances, in Nigeria, you give a person money, they're okay. You might just be going about doing all your things. In Canada, minus money, there has to be emotional support. If your wife or your spouse is in Canada, emotional support. You have to be able to discuss, like sit down and talk. It will help a lot because this place can be crazy. You go around the parks, you see a lot of people, old couples, new, they're always holding hands, PDA, being close, because that's the kind of environment this place is. You have to, children will come and go. You have to have that kind of relationship with your partner. And that's for marriages. Point number 12 is children. If you're coming here as a student and you have kids, I'm sure it's because you have money. Madam, you have money. That's why you're bringing them. Fantastic. Now that you're bringing them, what ages are they? I've talked about children. This thing, I don't think I've done a dedicated video. I may do that. The ages, very important. If these children are small, they are going to stress you. I cannot count the number of cases we have had. A lady came with 3 of her kids. I think one of these cases that we had, she told her husband was like, he doesn't want to move. She wants to move for her children. He made sure he sponsored everything. She moved so that she wasn't having a life. She had the car, she had the house. But these children, you wake up, you bath this one, you carry this one to school, you come back, the baby is in your hand. Before you lie down, school is over. You go to, no time for job, bills were piling. The money the husband used to send, and when she converts it right now, it's not making sense again. It's a lot of struggle. And when you tell people these are some struggles that people face, unless you're ready to bring your mother, maybe your mother has retired, better. Carry your mother. Also apply for your mother-in-law. One will come, do 6 months, go. The other will do 6 months, go. Like that, they should be rotating it. And that will help you a lot because kids are a lot. I will not lie to you. If you want to be functional, if you want to work, unless you want to work from home, it might be a lot. It might be a lot for you to face. And that reality, when it hits you, especially if you're somebody that you're a hustler, you're a working mom, you're somebody that you want to be going out, you want to make sure that it's not necessarily party, because party is for the rich. Those of you who come, you still the hustle, and you're still please. Where can I find the agency that do work? Whereas on WhatsApp, you're saying, oh boy, where will go hang out this night? Yeah, it's like you're unstable. You never know what you carry coming. Canada will not run away. Parties will always be there. Settle your financial aspect. Settle your finances in this country. Settle it. Winter is coming. The colder months are coming. The time when it seems like the whole country might be on standstill is coming. Please, as much as possible, settle that now. Let me give you some bonus points as a newcomer, as a student. Don't be moved by too much, all these too much sales. Please buy only what is necessary. Buy only what is necessary simply because a product is slashed. If you don't absolutely need it, don't buy it. Because you did not save money, you just lost money. Buying something that you did not need in sales, the only person that is gaining money is the company. You're losing money. Nothing should tell you that you're gaining money. Foodstuffs are already, becoming cheap, especially tomatoes. Understand that October, November, these tomatoes will be going for way, way less. Unless you want to cook for a party, I don't see any reason why you're buying a carton of tomatoes now. It's not exactly, how would I even put it? It's not exactly financially responsible. Relax. Unless you're a big family of 5, family of 6, family of 7, no wahala. But understand that soon, November, prices are going to go way, way less because that's what usually happens. You always do your research and it will help you. Guys, let me know your thoughts in the comment section. I needed to rush and do this video and I hope it will benefit a lot of newcomers, international students, and immigrants alike. Make sure you try your best. One of the questions that I get asked a lot is can I work as a student and pay my tuition? I beg you in the name of God, carry money to this country. At least pay your tuition. I'm going to do a video about my summer work and all of that, but that is just the short answer. Carry money. At least pay your tuition. At least pay first term. You understand? You can, if you're one of those that are going to be coming in a good term, if you're coming January, don't ever say you want to work and pay your second term because you're coming in winter. Doesn't even make sense. Those of you that come maybe summer, maybe luck can shine on you and you'll be able to pay the next one. But it's going to stress you because you also have other bills that will be at your neck. Please, 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 proof of fund and school fees is there for a reason. Make sure if you cannot even hustle anything, hustle your school fees so that you rest. Those of you coming with PRO, make sure that for the first 2 to 3 months, you are settled in terms of your living expenses and all of that. That way, you will be helped a lot. All right, guys, let me know your thoughts. What do you think about this point? You know how we do it, putting it back. Another bonus point, please, whether you're PRO or your student, I've told you people, I've said it in several videos, stop shaming Nigeria. Don't come here and the only thing you say, hey, God forbid, thank God for this place. Nigeria has been useless. Thank God for this place. Hey, Nigeria is very foolish. That doesn't, see, that is one of my pet peeves. The moment I sit around anybody that talks like that, I walk away because I hate that kind of energy. People that do that is giving me pick me vibes. You don't come Canada, you never reach 3 weeks. You're already shaming Nigeria. Some of you have not even reached better how many this thing. You're already talking. As if no matter if you stay in this country for 40 years, when they see you and they want to ask you, they can still ask you, where are you originally from? You and your citizenship, they will ask you that question. So please stop putting down your place of origin. Nobody's giving an award for that. Very important. Make sure, another point, make sure you save. Save for rainy days. 1 naira, 2 naira. Some of those things you're buying, you don't need it. Save that money. It's just $1. It doesn't mean anything. Save the money. Very important. Always avoid gang. I see no reason why you go leave cult, you go leave bad gang for Nigeria, still come Canada, one they find bad gang to enter. It doesn't make any sense whatsoever. Get as you go big, you suppose get sense. Don't avoid bad gang. If you see a fight breaking out, be very careful. Better for you to even call 911 than to go and put your body inside because they might stab. Let them not go and stab you. Innocent bystander. Very important. Another thing, although we are not up to Australia level, there are wild animals in Canada. Sometimes I close my shift and I can encounter different things on the road, raccoon and the rest of them. I've not encountered the big ones. By God's grace, I will not encounter any of those. But please, some people have seen foxes. Some people have seen coyotes. Please, if you can help it, don't stay out too late. If you cannot help it, make sure you get a very bright torch, pepper spray or whatever. Just make sure you get something that will help you, just in case. Another thing is, for those of you that are coming, please be focused. I'm going to be doing other videos that will help you in terms of applying. For students, reality, if you're matured, you're one of the mature students, you're coming here not just for school, but you're coming using school as a pathway, it will be better for you to just apply for PRO. Like, apply to those PRO-friendly provinces. Why? Because if you study in a place like New Brunswick or Manitoba, it's easy for you to get PRO. Don't mind me. I just really wanted to base here. But if I had gone to any of those places, probably I would have just gotten PRO faster because they give PRO faster. Now, if you are clocking 30 soon, maybe you're 26, 27, I would even advise you to do masters direct. Don't go for colleges, or just do masters. That way your points on your express entry profile is high, because although masters it's expensive, it gives you higher points. So that's something that you should think of doing. Make sure also to pass your courses. If you're a student, make sure to try as much as possible. Focus on your courses. It doesn't make sense to pay so much school fees and you do not pass. Make sure you pass your courses. One way or the other, I hope that this journey is worthwhile, whether you're here as an international student or as a newcomer in Canada. I hope this journey favors you. Please make sure to like, subscribe. Let me know the points that resonate more with you. Leave me your thoughts in the comment section below, and let me know any video that you want me to do. I know I'm owing you guys a lot of videos, transportation and the rest, but most times when I even think about sitting down doing the video, oh my God, that's why I decided to be doing voiceover, because it's just easier for me to manage, and I don't have any excuse. I can just drop the content and you will learn. Thank you so much for being patient with me as I wrap up and restructure how I'll start posting more content every. I promise you good news, lots of good news. Watch out for my latest watch out for my next big announcement. I can't wait to share with you guys. Thank you so much for watching. I remember your girl, Darling. Please check out my other videos and I'll see you in my next one. Bye guys.